Hello, everyone. It's 3:23 p.m. Excuse me. Well, I woke up. I think I didn't get to fall asleep until after 5 o'clock in the morning. I tried to go to bed, go to sleep at 2 o'clock, didn't work. Tried again at 3 o'clock, didn't work. Tried again at 5 o'clock, kind of didn't work until some time later. But actually, it was like 4:30. I tried to go to bed again, you know, and it was about 4:25 in the morning. They had a loud car passing by, blasting loud, super loud music. And then a few minutes later, some time went by, 5 or 10 minutes later, and they had this two loud vehicles, one right up on each other, like back to back, and no traffic, but two loud, super loud vehicles with loud engines or whatever. And they have times when they might have two perps riding right up on each other, two different vehicles riding together, and absolutely no traffic at all. And then they'll act like as if they appear to be very connected. And then if there's no traffic and two gang stalking vehicles right up on each other, riding closely on each other, and then one of them, or it might be 3 or 4 cars, all in together, and then one of them might try to throw the target off by trying to manipulate the target to believe that we are not connected. And then, you know, one of them might, try to throw you off by trying to take a left turn or something, or a right turn, or if everybody's turning right, there might be one oddball perk that will pretend like they're still going straight. So, well, I'm still feeling sleep deprived and tired, like as if I need more sleep, but I can't go back to sleep. And throughout the middle of the day, loud vehicles. And I just took a peep out the window about an hour or two ago. I took a peep out the window, and they had I don't know if it was a black male or a female in a big older model 90s model of Ford van. It was a blue Ford van with some gray on it. It was a blue van and the perp was wearing like a red shirt. And that's another common tactic, if they drive a blue vehicle but wear a red shirt. I don't really see people drive a red car but wear blue shirts, but they would do something like drive a blue car or a white car and wear a red shirt to, let you know that they're pledging allegiance to the gang stalking cult network. Well, I might be still feeling the effects of sleep deprivation because I feel like my heart is physically working extra harder and it's beating fast. And I kind of feel like as if I'm out of breath. Like I feel like I just got finished running. Like as if I just got finished being chased. So I took out the trash, and they had two miniature buses that looked like school buses, but they were like the handicap buses. I never saw a church bus that's school bus yellow. Usually church bus would be white or something. But they had some weird event going on. The moment I took out the trash, They made a right turn right by my house, and they had they had a white Ford Explorer in the middle in between, sandwiched between two of those miniature, supposedly, church buses with Spanish written on it. So, um, I dread and hate the 4th of July weekend. I mean, I don't know how it will be. But they've been selling they've been having that fireworks stand over there. Um, Even when I came back here in the beginning of April, they never took that thing down. So, um, but I really feel like I need some more sleep. So I think I fell asleep before 6 o'clock this morning. But I think it wasn't 5; it was 4:30. I try to go to bed. And it's like, what can I do to make myself go to bed earlier? So, yeah, I was craving hot dogs for the past couple of weeks. I was craving hot dogs, pizza, and pancakes, and donuts. And I'm still craving donuts. But I'm like, no, I need to fight against this and try to eat better. But, as I said, I got a little bit of food at these stores to try to hold me over for until this coming week. And so it's like I bought some stuff that I'm wondering if by whenever I do go to the grocery store, I'm wondering if I have enough space in the freezer, because my healing gravy it's my vertigo started to feel a whole lot better. But I should have used the healing gravy up more. But all it took was a little bit, and then it would feel better. So I guess I need to hurry up. I don't know if it would be too much sodium, but I guess I would need to hurry up and use up all the healing gravy to make room in order to make room in the freezer for the meat and stuff that I'm gonna buy. So I gotta use up the stuff that I bought yesterday. But something told me don't go out and buy groceries from yesterday. But don't go to the Family Dollar or Dollar General and buy groceries to eat. Just go ahead and just live off of the rest of those black-eyed peas and the rice in the last little bit. I went and bought hot dogs. And then when I got to eating a hot dog, just like, this ain't the hit that I was craving for. But I guess, what do you expect with low-quality, cheap, junk food hot dogs? But I guess I was craving more like, because I don't know about other areas, but it seems like as if sometimes, like Houston and Dallas, black people cuisine would be, because it being southern, I didn't realize they have some of the same stuff as New Orleans sometimes. So growing up black or Creole or whatever, there have been moments like, if you can have, is it andouille or andouille sausage? Excuse me for not knowing, excuse me, I guess it's pronounced andouille sausage. Andouille sausage. Well, that kind of sausage, um, growing up, they would have, andouille sausage, or they would have D&D smoked sausage. I didn't really care for D&D sausage. That really wasn't my thing. But growing up, you can have like a piece of sausage on a hot dog bun and then just put mustard on it, or mustard and pickle relish or sauerkraut, and eat it like a hot dog. But I never heard of Conecuh sausage until I got to Pensacola. And there's a city in Alabama called Conecuh, Alabama. So if they had Conecuh sausage, and everything got to be Gouda this, Gouda cheese that, smoked Gouda grits. I don't think I ever had Gouda grits till Pensacola. And in Pensacola, they would serve a lot of grouper fish, fried grouper fish. And I don't even remember what it's like to have grouper, but I had it before. I don't remember whether or not it's meaty or anything like that, but I guess it was a good quality fish. But I hate besa fish, swai fish. That is the worst fucking fish I ever in my life had. Tastes like rubber. And I think I remember I tried swordfish before and didn't really like it. But, growing up, they would have, like in New Orleans, they would have catfish on Fridays. Like red beans and rice with that andouille smoked sausage on, like they would have like, red beans and rice and andouille smoked sausage on a Monday. And they would put onions, bell pepper, celery, green onion, and garlic and all that in the beans. Tuesday, in the foster home, the foster mom would have us to have like white beans. Like how you have red beans one day, red beans and rice one day, and then white beans and rice the next day, the Tuesday. And then we might have something like pork chop on Wednesday. Pork chops, rice, and peas or corn on Wednesday. Pork and beans on Thursday. But like on Tuesday when they would have the white beans and rice and pickle meat. Or pickled pork or something. Then Friday you would have like mac and cheese or mashed potatoes and fried catfish and peas on the side or something. Then Saturday you might have some tuna salad. Fake foster mom, she used to put freaking Granny Smith green apples in tuna. I used to be like, yuck. And even worse when people want to put raisins and dried cranberries or raisins or something in the tuna. Tuna, turkey salad, chicken salad, gross. Not my way of doing it. But I love like tuna or chicken salad on a croissant. And I guess you gotta force yourself to get used to the grapes, like the red grapes or dried cranberries and crispy green apples. You gotta get used to it. But then on Sunday, people might have something like, so Friday you might have fish and like fried catfish, specifically catfish on Fridays. Catfish and mac and cheese and some catfish, mac and cheese, and like corn or peas or something, like cream style corn. And then on Sunday you might have roast beef. Like on Sunday they might have roast beef or pork tenderloin or something like that on Sundays. But when the foster dad Al was alive, it used to be more variety and more creativity and better tasting food when Al was alive. The foster mom, Ann, she seemed like Adrian Felder. She played the role like she was the fucking husband. And then the foster dad, Al, they both worked, but Al was the one doing all the cooking. The foster mom couldn't cook to save her life. When Al was still alive and Wyatt will still talk about, in Mark and them, they will still talk about that till this day. We're talking about how the foster mom couldn't cook and how she cooked the red beans, like a huge pot of red beans. And then she cooked them all day long. And she would cook the red beans and they would be scorched at the bottom. And it would take weeks for us to get all that crud from the bottom of the the pot. And she would expect for us to have it all off, like have the whole pot cleaned. Or else, if you couldn't get all the scorch from the bottom, if you couldn't get all that clean in one day, she would, from that one pot, she would make you be forced punished with having to wash all the dishes again the next day. Or if it's your day or your week to wash dishes. So, I ended up with OCD, but she was the cause of the reason why I hated chores. And like till this day, I still be like running up from chores or whatever. But then I'm sitting here cleaning and sanitizing everything. But all the times if I would just spray and sanitize the toilet living up in here, in the middle of the night this morning was the second time that I thoroughly cleaned the toilet. But I would do little small little cleaning here and there, but an actual thorough clean of the toilet, because of like when I was, suffering the vertigo and all that, I couldn't really do much of anything. But even living up in here, me being just one person, I find myself cooking and washing dishes all day, or just washing dishes all day. So I need to replace the shower curtain. I need to replace the shower curtain. I don't know if I'll get in trouble, but I'll do it anyway. I don't think it should be considered a huge big deal because the shower curtain is moldy and mildew. And this part of the tub, I need to like all that. I've just sprayed and sanitized it, but like wipe and clean, I need to wipe and clean, But yeah, I accomplished cleaning the toilet last night, but it's just me up in here. So I would end up mopping the floor like once or twice. I hardly go out that much, so I end up mopping the floor like once or twice a month. But since living here. But I think I used to do it more often, living at other places. But I'm still transitioning. And I've been homeless for so long that I'm trying to remember how I used to live. I'm trying to remember how I used to live before becoming homeless. But if I just But I'm always sanitizing and spraying, you know. But as I said, I wash my clothes like every 2 or 3 weeks. And it's that time again for me to have to do laundry, and I'm not ready. So it's 3:43 or 3:44 in the afternoon. And the last time I tried to do laundry around this time, they have half the air conditioners on. They don't even have all the air conditioners on. And I don't have the convenience to have a car to I don't have the convenience to have a car to just, you know, come here and go to the laundromat, and then, if I go to the laundromat and drop my clothes off in the laundry and then go home and then come back 30 minutes later and get my clothes out and then put them in a dryer for like another 30 minutes to an hour. But they have a lot of people who do that. But or I can't just sit in the car in the air conditioner, with the air conditioner on. So yeah, last time I didn't think I was gonna make it with the heat. So with it being hot like this, you don't know if it's gonna be humid and if I will be swarmed by mosquitoes or bugs. So that's why it's hard to try to get laundry done at night or something. Wow, this bed, it sits higher than the other bed. I'm be trying to keep this bed neat and clean. I don't really sleep on this bed. I don't really sleep on this bed. I did one time, tried to, but it was a couple of weeks ago. I tried to sleep in this bed, but I don't sleep in this bed, but sometimes I might use this bed for storage. That stuff right there. Sometimes I might put it on the bed. But other times I try to keep this bed straightened up and neat and clean. While the other bed, I definitely need to wash the sheets really bad. I need to wash the sheets. I need to wash the bedding in the other bed. Sometimes I wonder if I should just, start sleeping in here in this clean bed, and then if I should just start sleeping in this clean bed and then leave that be, and then when it's get dirty, then wash both of them, like the sheets from both beds, or if I should just wash that bed and wash the bedding in that bed, and then just go back to sleeping on there and just leave this one alone. But if I had my stuff from my storage unit brought up into here, I don't know if I probably could use that bedroom if I would use that one as a storage unit. I'm sorry, a storage room. They don't have closets up in here at all. So, it's a shock to me that if anybody tell me that they like my videos or if they enjoy watching my videos, I really appreciate for anybody to like my videos or like me, but people with narcissistic personalities, they hate everything about me, and so they think, oh, your videos are annoying. But my videos are annoying, but you've been stalking me for nearly 4 years. If you've been stalking me for nearly 4 years, but my videos are annoying, well, you're annoyed by the fact that you can't control me. That's what you're annoyed by. So you're not going to sit there and try to restrict me from doing the same thing that you give other people the privilege to do. And I heard that vigilante policing is a crime because you're not authorized. You don't have the authority to try to punish what you falsely perceive to be crime. If this fake vigilante gang stalking street justice, when they just harass you and do immature shit for no reason and call it punishment and torture. But, you know, with the false rumors of touching kids and stuff, and they sneak behind my back and make these lies on me. I heard that that's a favorite for men and women who are targeted individuals. If they will lie and say you're a pedo and touch kids with no proof. But I heard that if you really are part of the gang stalking network, those are the true pedos. So they're projecting their crimes onto you. Gang stalkers are above the law. They're sold to the devil so that they can be above the law. So, in the middle of the night, it was between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning this past week, that if my anxiety would be high and I couldn't fall asleep until after 6 o'clock in the morning, I would end up eating something, which is not what I normally do. But this past week, I would eat a breakfast item or eat something breakfast like 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, and I don't do that. I don't normally do that. So it was in the middle of the night that I was so hungry that it was bothering me. But I tried as best as I could to suppress my hunger. So early this morning, I didn't eat in the middle of the night. I was tortured with hunger, but I didn't want to give into the hunger cravings or eat. I wanted to wait. And I'm like, well, I can't wait till at least 7 o'clock in the morning, then I want to eat. But then I was asleep at that time, and I woke up I think it could have been 11:45, but I got out of bed at 11:56 this morning. So then I got up at just before 12, but I didn't eat until after 2 o'clock this afternoon. And then I realized that I had a lot to eat and I feel like a pig. But yesterday evening, I had hot dogs with the cheese, and I just didn't have I didn't have much of an appetite, but I didn't want to throw that third hot dog away. I didn't want to throw it away because I had microwaved it. So I didn't want to throw it away. So I ate the third hot dog, forced myself to eat it. I was so full I couldn't even eat the chips. So then today I had 3 hot dogs with barbecue sauce, but I didn't put cheese on it this time. And I was surprised I had enough room for a third hot dog. Because usually people, like when I was younger, I used to eat 2 hot dogs. When I was during my teenage years, and then I was in 9th grade, and I discovered, wow, I could eat 3 hot dogs. I could eat 3 slices of pizza. But there was a point in time I would eat like 4 slices of pizza or 4 hot dogs. But I don't want to try to abuse my body no more like I used to, like binge eating, nearly killing myself. When I was on those psych medications, I used to eat, like, if they have a half sheet of cake, and I would eat almost that whole cake in one sitting when I would be on Cymbalta medication or Doxepin or Trazodone. Mainly Cymbalta medication in 2010. But it was 2002, 2002, the Trazodone medication used to make me eat myself to sleep. And I used to sleep 18 hours a day on those psychiatric medications and just gain more weight. But now with me not being on psychiatric medications, I have better self-control with food. But it took me some time because, I quit taking psych medications in 2011, but only once in 2012 I took it. And the fake Hell's Way Church would even try to, if the fake pastor was a real pedo and had to register as a sex offender, and he was, they said that he was a narcissist with dead cold eyes, and a white guy pretending to be a fake thug, and he was an abusive narc with a temper. He had a temper, and if they thought I was greedy, as I said, they would think me and David Jane is greedy. They thought David Jane was greedy also. So they used to feed us 4 hot dogs. And like when I was going to when I was new to the fake Hell's Way Church, Eric's girlfriend, Melissa, I don't know if they were engaged. Melissa was from El Salvador, and she used to cook us wholesome, healthy meals and stuff. But then after I started coming there, she got lazy and then started just cooking, hot dogs and chili every time. Even on Sundays. And I would come home with such bad acid reflux and heartburn. I like hot dogs and chili, but this time I didn't get any chili. I just got the hot dogs. And then I was disappointed because it wasn't, I guess I was craving for more like a sausage on hot dog bun and barbecue sauce and cheese. I don't know why I was craving that though. But cheap junk hot dogs, I kind of forgot what they taste like because I haven't had them in a long time. But when the hot dogs that I had, it's like they weren't what I was looking for or what I was craving for. But sometimes if you have gourmet hot dogs, or they have high quality hot dog wieners that's high quality to the point of being like sausage. Like if you got a good quality hot dog wiener. But yeah, I don't think, I'll try to not buy those kind of hot dogs again. But $1.65 or whatever for the pack of hot dog wieners. When they have some other hot dogs like name brand or whatever, it'll be like $4 and $5 for a pack of hot dogs, and they have just as much junk ingredients. But because of the name brand, oh, that's what make it cost so much more. At the fake Dollar General, they might have $1 and something for the Clover Valley or whatever cream cheese, but if you get Philadelphia brand, it's like three something, 3 or 4 something. Like, oh man, you might as well get the generic one. And then they say with the name brand, it's the same thing, but you just um, paying for the name and not the product. I mean, it'd be the same thing. And same thing with medicine. If you buy the equate version of ibuprofen, some people think that the name brand works faster, or that if you got the equate version from fake Walmart, the equate version, they might say, well, the equate version takes longer. Or I don't know if with the marketing techniques, if our minds are tricked into thinking, and the fake foster mom, if she fed us generic medication, she'll say, oh, the cough syrup or whatever, it's the same thing as NyQuil. It just takes a little longer to work in your system or whatever. But I thank God to not have to be taking pills anymore or take medication. But they offered me meclizine, but I'm not taking medication, pills, to combat these direct energy attacks. But the reason why I went to the emergency room, because I thought I was going to die. That's why I went. I thought I was going to die. And I even had a nightmare a couple of days before that. I had a nightmare that I just fainted or fell out and didn't have anybody around to help me. And then 2 days later, I nearly succeeded at, I almost fell out. And, I'm glad I'm feeling better. It seemed like forever. Like, it seemed like as if I thought I would never feel better. But I think it was a couple of days ago, the vertigo and nausea tried to creep back up. And I think they're trying to make me physically sick on purpose to run me out of here. And this is happening with other targets as well. So if it's happening with other targets as well, So if they're hitting you with directed energy weapons bad enough that you're getting sick and getting slowly killed, or they're frying your body, and then all this unnatural shit happening to me, and it does no good to end up back homeless on the streets, because I don't know, because they give you a hard time whether you're homeless or not, and you're targeted. And I almost thought, and then even the online person laughed about how, oh, Candy's going to be homeless on the streets in Pensacola begging for the rest of her life. So, it's a miracle that I finally found a way to get off the streets, but I'm still financially struggling. I'm about to be a little bit okay, but as I said, being targeted, they tell you to take care of your body and try to eat better, try to eat healthier. And I hated that I was even craving the hot dogs. And then once I got the craving, once I got the hot dogs, I'm not satisfied. But tomorrow I have two hot dogs left for tomorrow. And then I don't think I'll be trying to buy those hot dogs again. And the Jimmy Dean pancake and sausage on a stick, I don't have any more of those. But they were good, but flavor wise, but they're not healthy at all. But I had the second and last Magnum bar this afternoon because I got two of the bigger ones. They were two for, I think you got, if you bought two, then you get $1 off. That was the sale. But some people say you can't just quit your diet. I mean, change your diet cold turkey. They say sometimes you gotta, like medicine, to like if you wean yourself off medication, they say you gotta wean yourself off of the bad foods. And sometimes if you might end up falling into the craving or the temptation of something bad to eat. And then if you slip, you know, it's compared to like as if you slip into sin. If you're trying to do good or trying to abstain, and then you slip and fall into sin and then emotionally beat yourself up about it. Like some people feel like eating junk food is a sin, but some of us financially can't afford the healthy stuff. But, you know, so yeah, but it's like they said that food should be food, not chemicals. If we eating such and such was supposed to be food and it's chemicals, addictive chemicals that we eat. And now the government wants to force bugs and lab grown meat onto the masses and force us to like it and force us to eat it and force us to be addicted to what we normally would have an aversion to. Or if you feel like you got no choice because that's the only thing you can afford. But if you try to go buy some elk meat or bison meat, people will make like as if you don't deserve to try to eat like a queen or eat like a king. Or you're not allowed if you're not allowed to have bison or elk meat, or if you're not allowed to have um, frog legs, treat yourself for once. But I feel like there gotta be other meats than just beef, pork, chicken, and fish. I get tired of that shit. And then they have with the fish, all in the grocery stores, all you would get would be like tilapia and like tilapia, salmon, catfish. You don't get like a whole lot of variety of fish. And I'm like, well, I'm tired of tilapia. I like salmon, but if I'm tired of tilapia and catfish or whatever, like let me venture out. So if I would have some orange roughy or something, well, I think that's an edible fish, right? Yeah, I'm not sure if I ever had that. But what if you want a red snapper? So the red snapper fish that I had earlier this month, no, last month, June, I think I put too much Tony's seasoning on it. I think I'm almost out of Tony's seasoning. So I still got some more left, but I'm almost out of it. the seasoning. Excuse me. So just like I'm sick and tired of just freaking bananas, apples, oranges. What's some of the rare fruits? Or if you're sick and tired of just beets, carrots, spinach, and all that, let's try something different. You might want some dandelion or arugula. I used to hate arugula, but I still do. But I forced myself to learn to like arugula because of the health benefits, and the same thing with dandelion. But yeah, I used to when I was living in Los Angeles and learned about wild edibles, that they said the edible weeds that grow in your backyard. I would take the leaf from clovers, like, or I would take the clover flowers and pick them out of my front yard, rinse them off, and try to make smoothies and add some of those dried cherries that you get from the food bank and some coconut oil and mix it together and then drink it. I did that before. And I had a juicer when I was living in Los Angeles. I used to juice. Oh, if I could ever get a juicer again. But I don't have the convenience to go every week to go to the buy fresh fruits and vegetables at the grocery store. So for dinner this evening, I guess I'll try to see if I can tolerate eating those whatever I could of those mixed berries, and whatever I can't eat, I guess I'll have to throw them away if they're too wilted. But if I had a blender or something, I would have consumed that long time ago. I don't know if they're still good because they're opened and they've been in the freezer and they've been opened for a while. But I'm gonna try to eat them. Oh, and I also had the naked juice. I had the other one today. I had it yesterday and today. Basically, what I had for dinner last night is what I had for lunch today. I didn't have breakfast this morning, so for dinner, I guess um, I guess I'll have some of the crab cakes, and I have the crab cakes and the black eyed peas. And if I can eat the fruit, I'll eat it. And I thought it was something else I would eat. But yeah, I mean, I guess that'll be what I eat later on. And try to eat up the beans. Well, if I try to eat some of the beans, as much of the beans as possible, and I gotta try to drink up as much of the healing gravy as possible, but in order to try to make room for my groceries this coming week. So, but the healing gravy and all that, I don't know if it would be too much salt or too much sodium, you know. But for my grocery cart, my online grocery cart, I might have to make some adjustments um, on what I really would like to have. But, you know, I need to make sure I get my supplement. Well, I hope to be able to get it. I would like to. Really shooting for be able to get my supplement. But if not, then I guess I'll just, survive off the fresh fruits and vegetables. But, I notice a difference of when I got the fruits and vegetables and stuff like that at the beginning of the month, my body was feeling so much better. And then, you know, and I was healing from all the vertigo and all that, and then the nausea. I mean, the idea of my stomach throbbing and having spasms, like what was going on? And that was traumatizing and scary for me. That I was, having vertigo so bad and couldn't keep my balance. I hope to never have to experience that again. That was the scariest episode that I ever had. Because in 2014, the vertigo and all that was so bad that I tried to call the ambulance and they wouldn't take me to the hospital. And they try to tell me that my situation is not an emergency. And they just left me to suffer from October 2000, like late October 2014, all the way through like beginning of February 2015. And I didn't realize that was directed energy weapons. I was afraid that I poisoned myself and I thought I was gonna die when I took the diet. It was food grade diatomaceous earth, but that was the first time I ever took it. That day, I ended up feeling that. But living up in here, I don't have any diatomaceous earth with me, and I didn't take anything. So I know it's the direct energy weapons. But I don't think I could take diatomaceous earth internally anymore. But I heard it has a lot of health benefits. So it doesn't agree with my body, but I don't have diatomaceous earth up in here, and I haven't used it in a long time. So, but I still had the vertigo and nausea symptoms. So I think once in 2016 or 17, I had the diatomaceous earth, and I had those symptoms. So twice, but they had other moments when I took the DE and didn't have the symptoms. But if I take the diatomaceous earth, or if I take the bentonite clay, it ends up making my blood sugar like 105 over 65 or something like that. And you know, but before I started eating natural, my blood pressure would usually be on average 122 over 80 or something. It'll be very average. Or my blood sugar will be normal. But there would be times when in 2015, 16, 17 or whatever, if I would have problems with my body feeling weak and shaky, but then the blood sugar would be normal. Or sometimes if I take bentonite clay, it would make my blood sugar go down in the 70s. Even if I eat up a whole bunch of sweets and junk food, my blood sugar would be like 70 something. But they said it wasn't anything to worry about. But so yeah, abusive narcissistic gang stalking network, they want me diabetic with high blood pressure issues so bad. They want me to be diabetic so bad. And the foster mom had a bad smoking habit, but would condemn me about eating with the medication that the psych med she would force me to take. And then she would narcissistically lecture me about how I deserve to be punished with diabetes or high blood pressure and strokes and all that. But she would dismiss or curse anybody out if they condemned her about her heavy cigarette smoking. And she ended up with cancer, breast cancer. And I think if she's still alive, I think she still got the cancer. So so yeah, people say that, being targeted, try to take care of your body, mind, and spirit. Not the new age way, but the biblical way, as best as possible. So I noticed a difference, but like me, the fact that I just ate the hot dogs and two small bag of chips, and then also some that Magnum bar. Nothing but pure trash junk. I know. But it's what I have available. And so I noticed how it made my body feel. Like feeling sluggish and all that. Like feeling different in a bad way. But when you eat healthier, you feel better. But we're tricked into thinking that if we eat this Magnum bar or something gourmet or rich junk food, if we eat a bag of Doritos, we think that's going to make us feel better. But temporarily, you get like a mental and emotional high temporarily. And then you instantly regret. It's like if a person might, end up eating like a large piece of chocolate cake. And it's like they're tempted and they're trying to lose weight, and then they get tempted, and then mentally wrestle with themselves of whether or not they should have that cake. And then they give in and get like indulge in like a huge, big piece of chocolate cake. And sometimes they would instantly regret eating that piece of chocolate cake. Instantly regret eating a piece of chocolate cake. And then feel bad about it, and then feel fearful of whether or not they're gonna have to go to the emergency room, or if they overdid it, or if their blood sugar is too high, or scared that they're gonna die, or if they hardcore binge on the chocolate cake and then just start like, but they enjoyed it while they ate it, and then almost instantly after all the cake is gone, then you instantly regret it. In the same way, if you hear about somebody who gave into the temptation, if they're trying to quit and they're trying to abstain, and then they give into the temptation to masturbate, and then if they think it feels so good, and then like instantly regret it, like afterwards, after everything is all over with, and then they start emotionally beat themselves up about it. Or the same thing if you give in to the temptation of whatever drugs or cigarettes or alcohol or any other kind of self-destructive sin or whatever, or even just watching porn or something like that, or if you're a guy doing it with a female, or a female doing it with a guy, or if you might feel trapped and helpless, or say for example, if you trying to improve yourself and do better with the diet, and then all of a sudden you might have a moment where you're going through a rough time and feel depressed, and you fall into the temptation of just one bag of potato chips or one cookie, and then you find yourself struggling for 6 months or even 2 years to break away from eating like that, or if you might give up and say fuck it, and then just don't care if you eat McDonald's, Wendy's, whatever, KFC, and you just living off of fast food, junk food, and then wonder why your clothes too tight. Yeah, I felt like, how did I go through so many years of my life? Like, even when I was living in Denton, Texas, I didn't really eat fresh fruits and vegetables until I woke up to the truth, and then I started to try to straighten up and try to buy and eat more fresh fruits and vegetables and less junk food. And I was on psych medications and eating mainly nothing but junk food. Eating like junk food cereal. But I might have that rare moment where I might buy that bag of apples that would be in the refrigerator for 2 years and never went bad. And when at first I thought it was cool, but I didn't know that was tainted. I was uneducated and ignorant at the time. So if you got that fake GMO bag of apples that still seem fresh after 2 years, that ain't real food. So I had to find out that Velveeta cheese is not real cheese. And I got into an argument with somebody, and I still feel like a dummy till this day. Some people think that Velveeta is a luxury cheese for the rich folks, especially if you can get Velveeta Queso Blanco. So, if somebody would buy lamb chops or bison or elk meat, they would get frowned upon, like as if you don't deserve to eat like a king or a queen. But then, if you eat Dairy Queen or Taco Bell, you deserve every bit of sickness that's coming to you. That's what they would try to tell me, or something like that, So the abusive narcissistic gang stalkers, they got something to say no matter what. If I'm eating, so if I buy lamb chops with food stamps, I'm gonna call up your caseworker and show them your YouTube videos and tell them that you're committing fraud. You're not supposed to be buying lamb chops. Well, if lamb chops would be SNAP EBT eligible, yes, I can legally buy lamb chops, But if junk food is way cheaper, if I buy Capri Sun and Doritos, people will say that if you buy junk food on food stamps, then you're considered as abusing the system. But, I ate junk food out of ignorance growing up. I didn't know any better. But the foster mom used to lecture me about junk while she was forcing us to have margarine, which is, oh man, I was living in Denton, Texas when I had butter. And it's like, when the foster dad, Al, was alive, he used to cook with butter. But the foster stepdad forced us to eat that 50-cent Imperial margarine and used to make threats that, don't y'all touch my butter. And if you touch my butter, I'm going to put a laxative in your food. He used to make threats to put a laxative in our food for punishment if we would have ever touched their butter. Oh man, I'm so grateful for butter because I think butter tastes way better than margarine. And the government lied to us saying that margarine is healthy, but the online perps would shun me for consuming coconut oil. But coconut oil is healthy. Extra virgin olive oil is healthy. Don't get that refined yellow Luana brand of or any kind of refined. No, you gotta get cold pressed, unrefined virgin coconut oil. And they say there's no such thing as extra virgin coconut oil. They say they have like you have to get extra virgin olive oil. But they said if you get just simply virgin coconut oil for $5 for a 15-ounce jar, that's good enough. As long as it says virgin, cold pressed, unrefined coconut oil for $5 for like a 15-ounce jar, you'll be good. But I heard it seemed like they said that you're being scammed for the marketing if you buy what's labeled as extra virgin coconut oil. You're just paying more for the name and the label rather than you're getting the same thing, but you're paying 3 times more just for the label. Because I didn't know any better, and I used to go to General Nutrition Center, GNC, in the mall or something. If I go to GNC and try to buy coconut oil, it'll be like a 15-ounce jar for $15. And then I didn't realize that I could have got the same size jar for $5. Sometimes, like, they will be $5 at Trader Joe's, but $4 at Aldi. So I used to stock up on coconut oil and cook a lot with the oil. Now these internet gang stalking strangers are making it like, how dare you? So, you know, but if I had to choose flavor wise and taste between butter and coconut oil, I would prefer butter. But for the health benefit, I do coconut oil. But I really like butter much better than coconut oil. To put butter in your oatmeal or grits or farina or something, or even in barley. How come you can? It's not very common in the stores to have barley. Like you have to go to the healthy stores or the rich folks stores to get like spelt, farro, bulgur, millet, barley, and all that. But in the mainstream junk food stores, you'd be lucky to just have rice and potato. Like, who the hell wants to live off of just 20 items? Or like, if you just live off of beef, pork, chicken, and fish, and a very limited kind of fish, and then, what if I could get to eat kangaroo and bear, or or sparrow, dove, and pheasant? But you hardly ever get much turkey, or a duck, or hen, or quail. Well, I was able to get quail and hen. Like, hen in Spanish is gallina. And you get quail and hen. I've had quail before. I've had quail eggs before. I finally got to try turkey eggs and duck eggs. Tastes better than chicken eggs. But you get from the farmer's market. Like, how come you can't really get turkey eggs, chicken eggs, ostrich eggs so commonly? What if I would want to have some venison? If you like venison or turtle meat, frog legs, crawfish, but I mean, but I'm sick and tired of just the same common few foods. You see people in like Thailand, Cambodia, Sri Lanka, and they hunt for stuff themselves and cook up all kinds of things. But if they might have beef heart, chicken feet, um, wild crabs that they caught themselves. If they grew and picked, certain produce themselves. If you want rabbit meat or something like that, in New Orleans, I'm sorry, the state of Louisiana, they eat up everything. If they might eat anything that moves, alligator sausage, rabbit meat, if they eat possum and nutria. Well, I don't think I would want to eat possum and nutria, but I heard about that. People eat that. But rabbit meat tastes like chicken, and frog legs taste like chicken. They might have, so it's like in America, they give you this restricted, controlled diet of what they want you to eat. And if they try to, it's very hard to find some venison in the grocery stores or goat meat in a grocery store or something. So, but yeah, if I try to experiment with different grains and different fruits and vegetables, like I never heard of this new stuff until Los Angeles, like kohlrabi. I don't like kohlrabi, but I love fava beans. I like the fresh fava beans, fresh dates, fresh fava beans and fresh dates, but I don't like dried dates. But I'm not sure if I had dried fava beans that you end up cooking dry. I don't remember that, but fresh fava beans, I love them. So, cosmic purple carrot and purple sweet potato and purple potatoes. Never heard of that till I got to Los Angeles. Wow, like never knew such thing existed. Daikon radish. Never heard of that until Los Angeles. Never heard of leeks and lemongrass, dragon fruit. I learned so much. After I learned about the Illuminati and the New World Order, then it took me down to researching certain other things. Now, like, healthier eating or trying to improve your diet. But if you're in a certain situation where you don't have a lot of money, then you got no. Or in my circumstance, if they had a way where I can if they had a bus to come here, like Cincinnati or something, or New Orleans, I could have hopped on a bus and go to the real grocery store and bought up some things rather than having to wait until next week and make an appointment and then, so, but, if I have to go to one of these stores and eat junk and then hold over until the next week and then buy some, y'all got something to say no matter what. If I buy up a whole bunch of hamburgers to make up at home or a whole bunch of hot dogs or pizza, or if I'm living off a Capri Sun and you know, Chips Ahoy and Oreos. No matter what, if I buy junk food, you say, "Oh, she's abusing the system. She don't need food stamps." Or if I buy healthy stuff, if I go to the farmers market, they don't have those programs here, but where you can double your dollars at the farmers market. And I think I still have some tokens in my storage unit from New Orleans, that I didn't get to use. But the market match in Los Angeles, I used to love that program. And they had something like that in Greenville, South Carolina, but you were only allowed to spend $5 on your food stamps, and then they'll triple the rest of your dollars to stretch. And then like 5 of them you can spend on non-food, but the other $10, I mean non-fruits and vegetables, but the other $10 you have to buy produce. But they should expand it to where you can spend more money on, to be able to stretch, if they should let you spend like $30 or something on your food stamp card and triple it up to $90 or something, for the food stamps. But in this area, I don't even know if Victoria has a farmer's market. And I would love going to the farmer's market on a Saturday. But Pensacola did not have like a market match or double your dollars or triple your dollars kind of program. I guess in smaller cities they don't have that. But New Orleans and Greenville, South Carolina, and Los Angeles, they have great programs. So, when they had the food stamp outage in June 2016, a lot of people went crazy because, they couldn't buy food or anything like that. And so there was a big food stamp crisis, and people were talking about how the low income people were abusing the food stamp program or something. That they talked about how you abuse the food stamp program by buying junk food. But then if you buy something healthy, no matter what you buy on food stamps, they will have an abusive, narcissistic, rich, fake Karen who would get mad. Like they'll get mad at you for buying junk food, or they'll get mad at you, or you're not, like, or if you buy healthy stuff on food stamp, they make it like you're not supposed to eat like us, or you're not supposed to eat like kings and queens like us. You're not supposed to have that. So if somebody eating good on food stamps, people be really, really hating and jealous. But if as long as it's legal, like in New Orleans, you will be able to buy cooked crawfish and cooked potatoes, cooked corn, and it was legal to buy that, and it still is legal to buy that on food stamps. Or the hot sausage sandwich, it's legal to spend that on, with food stamps. If you buy crawfish, cooked crawfish, like, you go to the market and buy, cooked crawfish, crabs, potatoes, pig feet. Like it'd be the small red potatoes and corn and pig feet. Like the seafood boil or whatever, or a crawfish boil. And you have crawfish, crab, and all. And any of those markets, seafood markets, and it'd be cooked for you, and you can legally buy it, and it tastes real good. But that's the only kind of cooked stuff you can buy in New Orleans on food stamps, like EBT, SNAP. But other than that, I don't think there's anywhere out in here. Like here is a place where you have to cook your own food at home. But in Los Angeles, if you get SSI, you don't get food stamps. But in Los Angeles, if you they have the hot meal program where you can buy Pizza Hut and Burger King on food stamps. So I didn't expect for this whole almost hour and a half video. I mean, my anxiety was high, so I just started rambling off at the mouth and just started talking. And I didn't realize, for this whole thing to be, it makes the gang stalkers mad, but, as I said, you don't like it, you get off my damn channel. So, but before I go though, I wanted to say that I guess I'm more accomplished than I think I am, because since April being here, I've accomplished writing and publishing 3 ebooks living here. No matter how, if they're good or crappy, I was sick and sleep deprived and suffering that vertigo, and still try to accomplish getting some writing done. But I'm sitting here not feeling accomplished. I'm sitting here feeling like don't feel accomplished, because I'm like, well, I didn't get to write that many short stories since living here. If I didn't get to write that many short stories, but then I'm like, well, I had to have been accomplished. I got 3 ebooks published. So, but with the short stories, I would like, what if I write more short stories, and what I would like to write some like some short stories and more short stories, and what if I work on some novels? So as I said, the lady from the Social Security office considered that to be self-employment and work. But the online perps make a big public fake freak out and say that it's not work. And so, but they're suppressing any and everything about me, and they want me to die. They don't want me to be alive. But speaking of coconut oil, hold up. I'm somewhat, see, there's many things you can do with this. Yes, this is healthy for you. It's good for you. And this has hundreds or thousands of dietary and non-dietary benefits. So yeah, you know what? I'm wondering if I did try skipjack tuna before. I don't remember if I tried skipjack tuna. But I bought like a 12-can case of the skipjack tuna. So I think I'm going to get off of here. And what if I were to work on some more writing? I mean, because, yeah, that lady, I think she didn't know what the hell she was talking about. trying to make it like I don't have like I'm not supposed to be allowed to make money from my writings or anything. But the fake Social Security, y'all don't give us much. So, they try to make it very hard for you, or they try to find ways to where if you try to seek self-sufficiency and independence, that it's a trap, or you got to go through more loopholes, and if you accidentally fall into the trap and then get in all kinds of legal trouble. But that lady, I think she didn't know what the hell she was talking about, or she was just mad because either that or she's just a damn perp telling me any and every old kind of crazy thing. But, I'm still trying to make a living, trying to make an earned income from my writings. But the gang stalkers, they stop that. They don't want me writing. So, they're mad as hell. And they're going to stay mad. But, I'll see y'all tonight. Love y'all.